I thought it'd be kind of fun today to just recap the logos of all the armies, you know, the army symbolism and what have you, because I think the Saturn's come are about to drag us into another world war here pretty soon. You can call it fear-mongering if you want. I just call it history rhyming, but, you know, tomato, tomato, whatever. But let's start with all the American logos, because that's where I live in America, and this stuff's pretty funny. So even back to the American Revolution, they had Benjamin Franklin who did he did like this little, my drawing sucks by the way, but that's supposed to be a snake, and it was join or die, and that was made by Ben Franklin, American Revolutionary War. And then you also have the guard's den or something like that, I think it's called, which is the snake here and a coil, the don't tread on me. So you have the snake, and who is a snake? That's Satan, that's the serpent, right? And Satan is time, and an S, which is the shape of a snake, is a sine wave, and sine is time, and Satan and Saturn is the prince of time and space and wind and all that stuff. And then you have the freaking vortex, which is your space-time stuff. You're opening the portal, the wormhole, you know, breaking the seal, that stuff in Revelation and what have you. And then throughout the rest of the, you know, the Civil War, you have the Saturn'S, which is an old school symbol of Saturn from the Phoenicians. It represents the four sides of the square, which represents space. That's on the Masonic compass. Jesus Christ was crucified on an X, not on a cross. They just called it a cross because one side was made longer because it was a public spectacle, yeah? So they had to make one side longer so they could prop him up. You know, and so you go further along the years, and then the logo started being like, man, my drawing sucks, but like two rifles, which is just an X. Or you have the ones they put on the side of the plane, which is the stars and bars. I mean, what custom planet does that look like? That's what it's called even, the stars and bars. And the fallen angels are called stars, and the bars are your servitude, your slavery. It's pretty hilarious. And that's the same thing. You know, this is all the USA, the American logos. You know, the British, what did they have on their chest? They had a big, huge X. That was on their chest of their warriors, or their soldiers, I mean their warriors. They're soldiers. The Nazis, swastika they like to use, right? Well, all that is just a cube. And that's the thing that's on the North Pole of the planet Saturn. You feel that swastika, which the swastika is just two X's anyway, but you fill this in, you get a black cube. And here's the hexagon, which is your three-dimensional cube. That's the thing that's on Hitler's face. You look at Hitler's face, he has the black, he's wearing it on his face as a mustache. And plus their whole logo was an eagle and all that kind of stuff, which I'm not going to draw because I suck, but it was inside, I mean, and plus the swastika was inside the square and the circle. That was their flag. Right? It's a square and the circle. Islam is crossed swords. Well, what's that? It's an X. The Vatican coat of arms is a set of keys in the shape of an X. This is Islam. This is the Vatican. In Islam, where do they worship? The big black cube in Mecca called Kaaba. There it is again. There's that black cube again. The communists. Okay, theirs is the sickle and the hammer. And look at that, crossed like an X. And who holds the sickle? Satan, because he's death, because he cut us off from God. And this is the Phoenician hammer. That's how communism works. They either beat you into submission or they kill you if you don't submit. So they beat you down with the Phoenician hammer or they kill you. I mean, every war it's a big sham. I don't know if I've left any of them out. And it doesn't really matter. You're covering the main ones anyway. It's one big joke, man. The whole world's a stage. It's just hilarious. I mean, it's really not funny actually, but such bullshit. You know, your Israeli flag, for crying out loud. Right? There's your cube again. I didn't do that. Sorry, I suck. See, I'm not a very good artist. There's your six-sided star. It's the cube. It's all the same thing. It's ridiculous. So I just thought it'd be kind of fun to recap all those real quick. And yeah, okay. Thank you to everybody for hanging out with me today, and thanks to my subscribers for the continued support.